So Nani is Nani and Kicha Sudeep from the film Ega. Hi guys, this is Farhad and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. If you're new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button now, and remember as a video ritual to like and comment on the video. Liking and commenting helps fuel the YouTube algorithm. And in case you are wondering where I was disappeared, I did take a little break. I just thought that, the kind of responses that I was expecting wasn't, being delivered, wasn't being received. So I said it's good to take a little break and then refresh yourself and come back on. And I thought this was the perfect opportunity to make a comeback, of sorts after a week. And with that, the film that I'm going to be discussing is the new Telugu film which was released this week called SARIPODHAA SANIVAARAM. SARIPODHAA SANIVAARAM starring Nani and Suryah. And what seemed like a simple mass masala entertainer was absolutely turned on its head by Vivek Athreya, the director. And I was so impressed by the filmmaking here that I have a lot to say. So coming to the beginning, the story and screenplay, SARIPODHAA SANIVAARAM is essentially a story of a little boy who eventually turns into a man who has anger issues. And at the behest of his mother, he takes a pledge to let out the wrath only on one day of the week, which is Saturday, and all other days he would just mark his victims in his card. Elsewhere, you are also introduced to the character of Daya, who's the antagonist, who is known to take things, the law in his own hands by beating up people in a village who are terrified by his presence. And what happens when these two anger management men meet and go head on is what follows the story here. Now, the story here is not new by any means of imagination, but it is the way, the manner in which it is presented, almost like a graphic superhero novel. I think that is what was the brilliant idea and a creative genius that was there called Vivek Athreya. Yes, the screenplay here, standing at almost 170 minutes, is a tad long. I must admit it is a tad long, a tad stretched. But when you look at what the film has to offer within that space, taking that mass masala template and turning it on its head, I think that is something that the prowess of the filmmaker and the writers that we need to study and cherish as well. Now, it's the film here, the drama here is not without its flaws that are there. Some of the subplots that are there, they do not really add up to the overall structure. I mean, they are half-baked. I wouldn't completely call it that they are not at all, added, but they are half-baked here. For example, that track involving the protagonist's sister, that the emotional core that was there was not very well tapped into, whereas I was invested in the emotional core of the protagonist and his mother, which was showcased at the start of the film. That is, I think that was the emotional core for me. As far as the other tracks are concerned, I did feel that some of the setting was left to be established, I would say. For example, the conflict or the fear that was originated in the minds of the villagers that were there, I think that portion again could have been a little more explored for a better impact, better payoff at the end. But other than that, these are small flaws in the screenplay of an otherwise very well written screenplay, may I add, which adds a lot of weightage to it. For instance, the usual tropes of a mass masala entertainer is a romantic track, a comedic track, which are almost, implemented like a side track, so to say, which have no real relevance in the entirety of the story. Having said that, here I liked how the romantic track was developed. There were meta references from Mami's own film that played as a playful banter here. Even the comedic moments that were there were organically integrated in the plot. I also liked how there were seemingly fragmented sequences which seemed like they were not related, but they were well tied into the screenplay. At some point, there was a little bit like a callback that was there, and I liked that part. That was, none of it was wasted, and that showed to me the prowess of the director here. and also to present, Nani as a superhero, almost like a graphic superhero novel. The screenplay, the template is, with the red hues that are there, and the powdered red glow on the screen. I think that was an innovative style of filmmaking within this genre also. And I also like the little bit of the backstory of the antagonist also. There's a little cat and mouse game that he plays, not only with the protagonist but also with his own brother. And I think those tracks that were there led to a nice little simmering tension that was created in the second hour also, which almost also had like a mysterious setup of a superhero in terms when you look at it from the villager's perspective. I think that was a nice little innovative style that was there, and I really like that. And it led to a decent face-off at the end. I think the face-off at the end was quite good. However, I would have liked that to continue a little, it would have been fleshed out a little, it would have been even more interesting. But the screenplay here was absolutely mind-blowing. I really loved it. After a long time, I enjoyed a mass masala entertainer the way you should, with whistles and claps that are there in a community viewing setup. I really love that as well. Coming to the technical aspects of the drama, like dialogues, the music, and the direction, I felt the dialogues were pretty impressive, and they shifted tones accordance to the shift of tones in the drama that was there. I really liked that as well. The music was good, but a huge shout out to Jakes Bejoy for the BGM that was there. How well has he understood the world here? Remember King of Kotha that was there? That film became watchable because of the background score of Jakes Bejoy. And here, the only thing that changes is the screenplay that works in this case. And when that happens, it's a deadly combination. And Jakes Bejoy with that immaculate background score that was there was absolutely excellent, pitched against the action sequences that were well choreographed as well. Even the cinematography was really good. I really like the drone shot at the end that showcased the chaos that was there, or the mid-interval sequence that was there, which involved the introduction of Nani almost like a superhero with all the red hues and red lighting only to burst off the screen. I think I really liked that. The editing was pretty good here as well, although I think it was a little overdone, to have a 2x speed and have interlinked cuts that were there. I think that was trying a little too hard, particularly when the action sequences were very well choreographed in the first place. I think director Vivek Athreya, I think he did a wonderful job here. He definitely is a filmmaker that has a vision. He's a visionary and definitely knows his job. And the idea of creating a world and characters in the screenplay that were there were incredible. And to present it, as a superhero was genius, absolute genius, I would say. This is what new voices do actually. I know this is not a particularly a new voice. Vivek Athreya has made films earlier as well, but this is what new voices do. They take an age-old template, add their own twist, and retain the entertaining quotient of the drama that is there. And I think that is what Vivek Athreya does immaculately well, amazingly well. Coming to the performances, I felt the performances are amazing here. I really like Priyanka Arul Mohan also. I think she did a wonderful job here. Murli Sharma was good as well, as was, Ajay, as was Harshvardhan. All of them, these other characters that were there, they did a wonderful job. Now, the show belonged to two men here, and I will get to Nani first. I am a huge Nani fan, and Nani again delivers. There's certain sense of quality related to his cinema that is there, wherein he does do fan service but also backs it up with an immaculate performance that is there. And I think the performance was absolutely brilliant here. He scored well in the comeback sequences that were there, and he also did a wonderful job in some of the emotional and dramatic scenes that are there. But if there was one man that absolutely stood against him in such a huge manner, it was SJ Suryah. SJ Suryah has been in the middle of a purple patch at the moment, delivering so many good performances, almost all in a negative role, mind you, and he adds a unique trait to get over the negative tones of the characters and make them sound unique. And here you can see the madness in his eyes that are there, you know, almost like a playful banter with an intimidating personality, may I add. And I think he did a wonderful job. I think it was a towering act by a very powerful performer called S.J. Suryah. So overall, I felt Saripodhaa Sanivaaram was absolutely a winner of a film. It is a fiery mass masala entertainer that, you know, is packaged almost like a superhero graphic novel, so to say. And I think that is the genius of the film that is there, the filmmaker that is there, the performances that are there, and the BGM that is there. Absolutely wonderful, highly recommended from my end, and I had a blast while watching it. So if you watched it as well, let me know your thoughts on what you made of the film. Also, if you're liking this video, please smash that like button, comment on the video, throw in your recommendations. Remember, I have not given up on those recommendations that you've given me. It's still lying with me. I will get to them and add. You have a chance to add to them as well, you know, add to your recommendations of whichever language it is, and I will get to them soon. Also, if you'd like to read my full review of Saripodhaa Sanivaaram on my site, Popcorn Reviews with a double S, the link of which is in the description box below. Do visit that, my site on Popcorn Reviews with a double S. Also visit, you know, social media handles like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. I do not end up making a video on everything that I watch, but I do write a lot. All information is present on my site and on my social media handles. All links are in the description box. I'll see you again soon with another video. Till then, take care of yourselves and thank you so much for your love and support. Cheers.